Hello, Bumpy McSquigums here, and I'm continuing my Let's Play of the Banner Saga. This is episode 17, and we're in this very cool village city thing, right where we left off beforehand. So, let us figure out what we need to do, I suppose. Alright, I am loaded up with a cough drop, and hopefully it will help. Okay, so, I have no idea what was happening. All I know is that we're probably pretty close to the end of this game. I can't see it going a whole heck of a lot further than it already has. Alette doesn't want to be part of the... Oh, she's already part of the group. I'm blind, it's fine. Alright, so... I don't think I want Rook as the starting guy. Well, we'll throw Ivan in there, why not? Ivan's a boss. And... you know who else is a boss? Rook. But before we do that, let's take a look at our items. What are these? +2 will on rest, that's not bad. +1 will per turn, that's also not bad. What's this? Knockback on strength's attack of 3, +1 strength. +3 strength. Nice. Alright, what I think I'm going to do is equip him, not with the armor breaking, but we're going to put him with the... Alright, we're going to promote him if we have the... we do. We have the means. So we're going to promote him. He is now level 5, like a boss that he is. We're going to give him some more willpower because he's not really a frontline fighter, so... we'll do that. He's got 12 strength, which isn't the end-all, be-all, most amazing thing ever, but I feel that if I get 3 additional strength, he'll be sitting at 15, and that will be pretty darn nice. You don't need him to break 6 armor necessarily, so we can, well, but still we should have that on someone, so if we can still utilize that, we will. But I think as it stands right now, we don't have enough. It's unfortunate. I would have liked to have been able to level up Alette as well, because I feel that if she had level 4, we could put her with that item. Things would be looking pretty darn good, for lack of a better term. Alright, level 5, what do we got? That's not really going to help us all that much. No. Even that's not bad. I wish things went slightly different. We'll do that. We'll throw the Jarl seal back on him because, you know, if he uses 1 will each turn. Alright, so there we have it. Oh, I wish I'd stopped coughing. Alright. Let's continue with whatever it is that we need to do. I'm not even sure what that is at this point. Oh, we go down to the docks. That's right. So let's take a look at the map. Let's see what we actually have covered. I know the map really hasn't been that useful to us, but it's going to be kind of nice to plot out or see a visual representation of where we were and to where we're at now. I'm not sure if anything changes either. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, so we were at Skager to begin with. We went to Frostveller, to Wormtoe, down to Eifen Tarfenhofen, and then we went down this way to Sigerholm, Reinevik, and now we're at Boersgard. There's still a lot of places that we haven't been to. And that's with one of the caravans. The other caravan started in Strand, went to Vetterfell. Couldn't go to the Wandering Road, could they? I want to say no. I'm not sure how they ended up getting there. Because I think from Vetterfell we went west somewhere. Like to Carlsford or something, because there was that bridge. Maybe it was Ridgehorn. And then we powered our way all the way over to Grofheim. Maybe we missed Schlid. I don't remember exactly. Either way, we've been all over the map. We haven't been to every single place, but we've been pretty far. And like I said, if you click on these things, it gives you a little bit of the lore, so that's kind of cool. Either way, let's head down to the docks and continue. When you get to the docks, your heart sinks. Not a longship to be seen, aside from wrecks. Bodies float in the water, buildings are thrashed and boarded up. Trashed and boarded up. What happened here? Murmurs Alette. They're all gone, says Ivan, approaching alone. I see you had the same thought as me. Ivan, you're okay? I'm fine. It wasn't a lie. The governor is here. He's in hiding. Why? Since the dredge started appearing, anyone with a ship and half a wit left long ago. People can't leave by foot, food is scarce, the markets are bare, Boersgard is a fire keg waiting for someone to tip over. Sorry, to tip it over. So the governor's paying the ravens to protect him against his own people? And keep the peace, so to speak. It's more like a massacre anytime there's a hint of an uprising. Where does that leave us? I promised him the Mender's protection in Arborang. I don't think he's very popular there. They're going to start tearing this place down to build new ships. We can ride the Ormsa River all the way to the capital, leaving another perfectly good city behind. How long will it take to build new ships? Hold on, what happens to the people living in Boersgard? That's the best I could do, Alette. He thought it could take as long as a month. You don't usually make ships out of scrap lumber. As soon as people figure out what's going on, there's going to be riots in the streets. A month? Why bother? Bellower will be here within a week, if not sooner. I'm open to suggestions. Gods be damned, is there no end to this? Iver roars in frustration, leaving you standing by the docks. Alette gives you a worried look before chasing after him. Ivan, what do we do about Bellower? Ivan says nothing for a moment. I don't know. Well, bad stuff is definitely happening. Bad juju magumbo. We're gonna go talk to Iver. You find Iver standing on the city walls overlooking the fields outside. Dredge are keeping their distance, but continue to gather. I'm okay, Rook. Iver cuts you off before you can say anything. You know he's been through worse. Just feels like someone should cut us a break every now and then. If we want to be standing a month from now, we're going to have to be prepared. What did you have in mind? What if we just leave on foot? What about the ravens? What about the ravens? They'll save their own hides and whoever is paying, but they don't give two damns about the rest of us. We may even end up facing off against them depending on how this goes. Let's avoid that. First off, our clansmen need a place to stay. They'll get torn to pieces out in the streets. I'll keep an eye on the dredge up here. If they break through the walls, we're done for, so we have to keep them back. Could always use a hand with that. We need to know who's controlling what and make sure we get our cut. Food's going to become scarce. And when they start building those ships, we're going to have to keep the people away. What a damn mess. I'll do what I can. Well, this seems bad overall. Iver explains, I'm leading attacks with Ivan every time the dredge get too close to the gates. Listen, we're going to lose fighters in Varl every day like this. I don't need to tell you what happens if nobody is manning this wall. We could always use help. Consider what you want to do now, knowing that any of these tasks will likely take a full day. Oh boy. Find a safe place for the caravan to stay. Join Iver in defending the walls. Find a source for supplies. Help down at the docks. Put Krumer in charge of leading the warriors. Try to get some rest. Alright, we're going to find a safe place for the caravan to stay first. The entire caravan is spread out in the streets where they're attracting attention. We could look for a public house, suggests Alette, like Frostveller. You figure that if you made camp in the open, you could at least keep everyone together, or with people leaving the city recently, there might be abandoned houses you could squat in. We could gather in a public house, we can make camp, we could look for abandoned houses. We'll gather at the public rest house. Most of the caravan convenes in a large rest house that is nearly empty. The owner tells you that people are either afraid to go out in the streets or have already left the city, and they've been attacked a number of times for any valuables. But your people are welcome to stay if they wish. We'll leave some fighters to protect the house. Alright. You take volunteers to keep watch at the rest house, which the owners are thankful for. Hopefully they won't be missed on the wall, but you feel better knowing your clansmen will be relatively safe. It's fine. Well, it seems like the lesser of two evils. Alright, let's take a look at what Iver says. Iver points out the dredge along the wall. There's a lot more of them, and they're getting braver, he says. We lost a fair number of fighters since yesterday. We could use your help. If there's nobody left to defend the walls... One of your clansmen from the caravan finds you. Just wanted to tell you that everything seems to be fine, he says, regarding the people in the caravan. There was a little scuffle with some looters, but the fighters you left sorted everything out. Yeah! You consider what you want to do now, knowing that any of these tasks will take a full day. Alright. Well, we'll find a source for supplies, and then we're going to help Iver, and hopefully that's the right choice. I really don't want to lose Iver. I've checked around, Oddleif tells you, and nobody has food, or they won't part with it for a fair price. And our medicine has been gone for days. They're either gouging the prices, or it's just plain gone, she says. Or she doesn't say it, but you can tell this is going to be a serious problem. Alright, we can track down the ravens and see what they know. Scour the city for anyone willing to sell supplies. Shake down the places that seem to be holding out. Well, we'll talk to the ravens. You find the massive leader of the ravens along the dock, where they're doing their best to keep a growing number of people in check while the boats are being constructed. You question him about food supply. You should have brought your own, he says. I can't go giving it out to every person in Boersgard. I'd kill every last bastard in the city for some good mead, though. This place has been dry for weeks. Threaten him for holding out. Remind him innocent people will starve to death. Offer the mead you picked up in Reynavik. Scour the streets. We're going to offer him the mead. Let me get this straight, says Bolverk. You happen to come through Reynavik with Sigbjorn in tow and plenty of meat to go around? Is that right? You hesitate a little too long. I'll murder that motherless yox, the growls of Bolverk. As he turns to leave, he grumbles. Bring the barrels and we'll make a trade. The caravan protests when you tell them the deal you made, but when you return with more supplies than you expected, the complaints vanish. Wow. Well, that's something. Oh. Well, at least we shouldn't be starving any more people out. Alright, we'll take a look at our heroes. We have a little bit more renown now. So at this point, let's take a look. One armor per turn seems useful. What is Alette using right now? What is she using? Her item. What armor, 1 strength, 1 willpower? We're gonna up Iver. Iver's gonna become the next. Well, what does he have? We're gonna promote you, my friend. You have been promoted. Welcome to the new age of not being terrible. Alright, so we're gonna do that and that. I want to do the link thing, the chain dealy. I forgot what it's totally called now. The exertion thing, but since we can't do it right now, we're gonna go with this. It's 1 armor per turn. So we're gonna do that, and hopefully he's able to benefit from that a little bit more. Say some of the others might from leveling up. Alright. So at this point we're gonna now help our buddy. This is bad, says Ivan, as Iver points across the battlefield. Aside from the fact that we're up to our necks in Dredge, a stonesinger has showed up. We've been losing warriors left and right. If we don't deal with it, the wall will come down by the end of the day. Dad, there's a riot at the docks. Alette runs up to you out of breath. They're trying to smash up the boats. When you calm her down, she says the ravens are there, but she's getting worried that things could get out of hand. You consider what you want to do now, knowing that any of these tasks will likely take a full day. Well, we could put Krumer in charge of leading the warriors. We could join Iver in defending the walls, or we could try to deal with the riot down by the docks, and in all honesty, this is probably a mistake, but I'm going to do it anyway. The stonesinger is going to wreak havoc on us if we don't take care of it, Iver tells you. This will be a rough fight, but we've got to take it down. You ready? Prepare yourself. I am ready. Let us do battle! Let us slay! The stonesinger. Alrighty. So, finally some combat, and hopefully it was the right choice. I really, really, really don't want to lose the city, the boats, or lose the game, for that matter. So, we'll see what happens. Alright, so that horrible creature is there. We are up against 2, 4, 6, 7 guys to our 6. It's not the end of the world. However, they have some really, really powerful guys. Alright, so what I think we're going to have to do first is we're going to have to get Iver to be able to close. to be able to close with some folks here, and I think I'm going to move Krumer out of the way as well. Krumer. I think we're going to go this route. We're going to see how this plays out. So we're going to kind of consolidate all in one area. Now, maybe a mistake moving here, but I honestly don't know, and I'm just going to man up and see if I can do some armor breaking of my own. Boom. One-handed Iver doing his work. What? Also, I'm trying very hard not to cough my lungs up. I'm only semi succeeding. Alright, I could take him down, or I could do some serious damage to this guy. And we're going to take him down by almost half of his damage output. I feel that was the right choice to make, especially considering he got the move next. Now, the unfortunate reality is I blocked Krumer in, and that was something I was trying very heartily to avoid. But you know what I can do? I can forge him ahead, and I'm going to. And it looks like one of the big guys over there is going to get the move, and that's okay. So I'm going to move down here, and I think I'm going to take this guy out of the fight. There we go. Well, not the greatest thing ever. So I'm going to move a little closer, and I'm going to put some armor breaking done on this guy. Boom. And he should be easy pickings now from our team. Ivan's going to move over here. He's going to man up, and he is going to blast everybody with a whole bunch of nasty, nasty lightning. And it is going to hurt tremendously. And well, it's pretty good. I'll take it. Alright, so he's there. We can do enough to take him out of the fight, so that's very cool. Alright, so he's going to back up. I don't know what he's going to do, but whatever it is, it looks terrible. I think I need to know what he's going to do. Rupture. Wounded allies explode doing strength damage equal to their remaining armor to adjacent units. Dredge allies lose 2 armor but gain 3 strength permanently. He doesn't seem to be that big of an issue right now, to be 100% honest. I'm not really fearing what he can do. And I kind of find that to be somewhat humorous in the fact that, well, he's supposed to be the end-all be-all scary guy, and he's not that big of a deal. I mean, we're taking him out pretty well-rounded. Oop, that was a little bit of a painful move. It's okay. We're going to move Krumer in. And Krumer is going to add a little bit of extra damage there to lower his attack power. Iver's going to move back up, and he's going to do some work once again. I'm going to break down his armor some more. Krumer's going to take a hit. Alright, and we're going to have a let, who unfortunately cannot do the damage from where she's standing, which is what I'm hoping. What I'm always hoping for. Guys, 19 armor, that's pretty scary. Alright, so they lost some armor, but they gained. Alright, so what is it that this guy does? What's the other ability? Measures current willpower plus 2 armor. Alright, well, let's do that then. There we go, he got his armor back up. Looks like he's trying to break it out more. Wow, he just hurt his own guy. That's kind of silly. Alright, we'll move her over, and she's going to do some armor breaking of her own. We should be able to drop one more guy here relatively soon. Oh, that's unfortunate. They got 6 more of his armor, and then it should be sweet, sweet nice. This guy moves back in. He's like, I don't know what happened, but I don't like it. He resisted something there. Well, let's make sure he enjoys losing most of his strength. And it channeled right through into the other guy. This guy's doing some other random dumb thing. So let's see, what can we do now? I think what I'd like to do is battering ram this guy right through his buddy. I'm going to. There we go. Keep them a little bit away from us. Uh-oh. Oh, no! Oh, that's sad. Well, Let says good day, sir, and down he goes. Some more armor breaking on his part. Alright, so we're going to move over here. And we still have plenty of willpower on him, so we're going to use our arc lightning maxed out just to hurt this guy as much as possible. 4 damage, not all that impressive. He's getting more strength. We'll move forward. We'll get Rook maxed out. Oh, you think it's cute that you got 16 strength? Guess what? Not anymore. This guy's gonna hit like a train, though. Hopefully he doesn't one-shot. Oh, good, he did that. That was a foolish move. I very, very much like how that actually panned out. So there we go. The only big downside at this point is he's out of position. He's not gonna be able to get into position. So we're gonna start closing with the stonesinger now. And man, the music's getting loud. So he's gonna go and he's gonna hit. No, he's not. Weaken him a little bit more, I guess. Oh, blew him up. Alright, so it's pillage mode now. So we just need to waltz our way down toward the last guy standing, so it's not all that bad. Let's take a look. He's pretty weak. In fact, he's so weak that we're going to put him in the back lines. We're going to try not to lose any more of our people in this fight. Iver can't quite close with them without the use of some willpower, so we'll use our Horn of Plenty. And we shall break the armor. Fortunately, Alette's not looking so hot either. It was a relatively rough fight, not overwhelmingly so, but, you know, so-so. Get Ivan to move a little closer. Have him defend on the wall. We cannot get close enough, unfortunately, with a Rook to finish this off. He's just going to rest. And we'll move over here. And we are, of course, going to attack, because that's what we do. Take his damage down a little bit more, and he shouldn't really be much of an issue any longer. So he'll probably attack. Oh, wow, he got through. How? How did he manage that? That's impressive. We're going to mend this guy up. Forget that noise. And I wish we had one more willpower, we could take him out. But I think Iver's actually going to be able to do it, so that's all well and good. Iver's like, ow, I'm burning! It's not okay! But guess what? Boom, Iver is now capable of going to level 5. And we have the item specifically set for Iver's level 5, but it's not there yet. Wow, look at all the dredge just surrounding the area. It's a bit rough. How long do we have before... She's only injured for 1 day. That's not so bad. Alright, well now we're going to go talk to Iver once again. This morning, says Iver, I saw him. Bellower's here. I think it won't be long now. Ivan leans silently on his staff nearby. If you consider what you want to do now, knowing that any of these tasks will likely take a full day, well, we can investigate the riots down by the docks, and I think that's what we're going to do. When you get down to the docks, it's pandemonium. Few work on the ships now, as the ravens stand over bodies of people, while a huge crowd roars in anger. Bulwarks' axes are covered in blood. What happened? You shout, pushing your way through the rioters. What do you think would happen? Responds Bulwark, coolly. It didn't take them long to figure out we were building ships right under their noses, and they can't have one. You gonna lend a hand or just stand around? Man. I'm gonna try to calm the people down. You brandish your axe low and try to find a voice over the chaos. It goes wrong quickly when one of the rioters gets a quick jab in, smashing across the bridge of your nose, covering your face in blood. The last thing you remember is falling backward. By the time you regain consciousness, the riot is finally being driven off. Won't save you next time, you hear Bulwark say. This one's free. You stagger back to the wall with a new injury. Well, that's disappointing. So is he injured now too? No, he's not. Alright, that's fair. Well, I mean... Iver, you begin. Can we really keep this up? Iver looks like he hasn't slept for days. We've lost a lot of fighters, he mumbles. The weight of the situation is crushing. Then from far in the distance you hear a horn. Dredge don't use horns, it occurs to you. Ivan appears at your side just as a long caravan of people come to view. Dredge turning to attack them? Who is that, you ask? It can't be, says Ivan. He runs toward the gate shouting. You see their banner? It's Hakon! As you wonder how they got here, the gates are heaved open and you charge into the field, clearing a path through the dredge. Yeah, Hakon making his way back to us. I like that. Alright, let's do one more battle here. And, well, we'll end it after that and we'll see what's going on with Hakon. So I figured there's only one or two more episodes. I kind of glanced at some of the other Let's Plays, and it seems I'm very, very near the end. So, we'll see. We will see. Alright, let's take a look at the battle map here. 21 armor! Oh my goodness! Well, those are terrible people. What do they have? A shield slam causes knockback. Yeah. Well, this will be an interesting fight. Oh, so do we have a deployment? We do. We do have a deployment. Alright. Well, Ivor's going to get to move first. So we're going to have him come over here. We'll have Ivan up near the middle. You know what? We'll have Ivan here. Alright, I kind of have an idea of what I want to do. I think Alette should be here. Sorry guys, I'm trying to figure out what I'd like to do. There we go. Alright, so we're going to come over here. And we're going to say, what's up, man? What's going on? Oh, you know, I'm just... Die! So yeah, that happened. Now he's going to go and do some weird and hit him for... Oh, resisted. Very nice. Stop it. So I have to use at least one willpower to get in range to kill him off, and I will do that. It's well worth the move. Alright, so... looks like the forces are kind of splitting up. And we're gonna, of course, just beat on this guy. He prevented us from using any willpower in that turn, which is okay. It's not the end of the world. Alright, so I'm going to move over here. Fortunately, that's 2 willpower I didn't want to have to use. But it is what it is, and it's done and over with. And down he goes. Now we're going to kind of move... Well, Ivan can't pass up this opportunity. Sorry, it has to be done. See that opening? Gotta take it. And... boom, boom. Very nice. But in general, we're going to start migrating ourselves closer together. Alright, let's see. Can she hit anybody? Nope, not with Bird of the Prey. Bird of Prey, rather. Bird of the Prey! It's like Oil of Olay, but not at all. Well, Iver can move in there. It's probably a terrible, terrible mistake, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. And there's not a whole lot we're actually going to accomplish by doing this, but we'll break his armor down some. He's only got 13. Oh, but he could break my armor. Yeah, see, he's going to start doing some work. It's okay. We're going to do work of our own. And bam, he's no longer an armored giant. He's a semi-armored giant now at this point. And it looks like the grenades are going to go down. And we are going to continue moving to reclaim our... I don't know. Get closer together, I guess. So it stands right now, we're somewhat isolated from our team, and that's not cool. Well, that changed things a lot. Not for the worse, either. So I'll move over here, and I'm going to throw one of my arc lightnings. I think I'm going to throw it on this guy. And just cook as much as I can with these guys. Oh, it didn't bounce at all. Really? That's really disappointing. Oh, we're going to get behind him, and we're going to use our Bird of Prey this time. And we're going to do 2 damage to him. There we go. We can do some more armor breaking, which is okay. Because I'm going to use my Mender's abilities this next turn to reclaim my armor. If at all possible. It's okay. It's not so bad. Alright, so I think I'm going to move there. I don't like being in front of Iver for this, but it is what it is. Take another guy down. The guy in the back's going to have to move forward. Oh, he's going to do some damage. Oh, hang in there, Ivan. Got to move forward here and really, really try to do some damage to this armor because it's not looking very good right now. Who's he going to hit? Oh, he did damage to Iver. That sucked. That just flat out sucked. Alright. Well, we're going to eliminate more of his armor, and he should be feasible at this point. Oh, uh-oh. What's going to happen now? Thankfully, I'm planning to move anyhow. But... we're going to mend Iver's armor back up, even though he's not exactly the most powerful guy anymore. Uh-oh. Darn it. Take his armor down and hopefully Rook. Okay, hopefully Rook can do some damage here. Looks like he can indeed, and he will. That didn't help them any at all. Ivan went down. The big guy is going down. And he's going to try to... oh, not try. He's going to succeed. I'm landing some damage up on my boy. Take him out, and we'll go into pillage mode against the ranged unit. Seems like a much wiser idea. He'll chuck the little grenades, but it's not going to matter because we'll be able to kill him before that happens. We'll rest him. And this should be the end of this guy, and it is. There we go. So unfortunately, we lost 2 of our guys. It was close. The battle looked like it was going to be pretty scary from the outset, but it turned out to be not too bad. Just a couple little... ooh, Juno, she showed up. I wasn't sure I'd ever see you again, Ivan. She smiles and they embrace. Ivan is completely taken aback, as though he doesn't dare believe she's real. I'm sorry I couldn't make it to Sigerholm. I ran into problems. Problems is putting it lightly. There's a mile-wide canyon practically splitting the world in two over those hills. That does seem problematic. Couldn't find a place to cross. Worse, Dredge are practically falling out of it like the blood from a wound. That's not good either. They're not coming from the north anymore. They're everywhere. We noticed. Glad to see you made it out alive, Yengar. I take it others didn't? Hakon becomes quiet, then he motions toward Juno. She got across somehow. Found her out cold for a second time since leaving Strand. We need every axe we can get right now. Bellower is here. Gods be damned, I thought I was free of that menace. I will deal with Bellower. What? Come on. No need to tempt him by standing out here. Very nice. Juno's like, Bellower? Pfft, he's like a child against me. Hakon's caravan enters the city, fighting off waves of dredge as they go. To your relief, hundreds of skilled warriors are now safely in Boersgard. Hakon joins you on the wall with his personal bodyguard, Mogr. Behind him, the Prince Luden stands alone, looking miserable. I have one last trip to make. I need this one to come with me, she says, pointing to you. I'm sorry, Ivan, but you must wait for me one last time. Do not let the city fall before I return. It takes everything within Ivan's power to hold back, but he does. She turns to you. Rook, come with me. We'll return in 2 days, maybe less if you're as quick as you look. Tell anyone who needs to know. I'm not going anywhere. We'll be slaughtered out there. Where? Why? Not far, says Juno. She pauses, and something shifts in your vision. For just a moment. I know it's hard, she says, her voice filling your head, and you've already been through a lot. As she speaks again, the rest of the world melts away. But you're needed. You can't find the words to argue. Alright, so we get a yaks of our own, and the two of us head out. You don't remember leaving the city, but here you are, walking through unfamiliar ground behind Juno. You're alone, aside from the hundreds of dredge who are all facing toward an enormous stone ahead. The hairs on the back of your neck stand up. Yeah, this doesn't seem cool. In fact, it seems quite disturbing in many, many ways. So maybe I'm not going to break off the episode if this is going to be the end game. Huh. Interesting. We're at the godstone of Stravs. You glance nervously around, but the dredge didn't seem to hear her. It's okay, you can speak, softly. Is this where you're going to sacrifice me? Juno smiles. What could have come across as profoundly creepy looks sincere instead. No, the dredge cannot see us. To be more precise, they can see us, but I've convinced them to be unconcerned. I can understand your apprehension, though. Juno waits patiently for your reply. Who are you? I wish we'd had time for a proper introduction. My name is Juno. I am on the Mender Council. You've met Ivan. He's my apprentice. How are you doing these things? Controlling minds? I thought Menders built things and healed wounds. You are right. Menders do these things. Some of us still practice the teachings given to the Loom Mother's first creations. We are called Valka. I believe I am the only one who can influence another's mind. Then why not take control of Bellower? I learned the talent to heal minds, not control them, though even some Valka have trouble believing this. Taking control of Bellower, it is the difference between convincing a child to sit still and telling a starving bear to stop being hungry. The truth is, we're rarely a match for the Sunder anymore. Our advantage is that we can train more Valka. It is also our weakness. The Valka pass on and lose their knowledge, while the Sunder simply grow older and more powerful. Bellower is both immortal and beyond my influence, to a point. Then how do we stop him? The God of Secrets will play a part, as will you. Okay, what are we doing out here? Do you know of the god Stravs? Few know the stone exists, even amongst those who have their whole lives in Boersgard. While Dengel deals in fortune, Stravs taught men the value of trade in a different way. He showed them it has consequence, two sides of the same coin. See the silver in the stone? The gales up here wear away the stone, but the metal remains. We need a piece of this silver. The god Stravs is wreathed by imagery of silver weapons. The myths say he traded these weapons to the gods, and they use them to kill each other. Those who seek out the stone call him the god of trade. The menders call him the god of secrets. He was both. Okay, why are we surrounded by the Dredge? They seem to be drawn to the godstone. There are many things we don't know about Stravs. Maybe they see him as a patron, or it is an attraction they cannot explain. Does Stravs have something to do with that serpent in Ivan? What was that thing? I cannot say. Can't? I have my suspicions, but until I've had time at the Mender's libraries, it would be unwise to speculate. For all our knowledge, it always seems as though we know little. Imagine how the rest of us feel. On the contrary, the less people know, the more certain they tend to be. Why did you pick me? Why didn't you take Ivan or Hakon? You don't even know me. I apologize for putting you in danger. Ivan must keep Boersgard from falling while we're away. And if something goes wrong here, I need to be certain one of us makes it back alive. I saw the thoughts of each person when I arrived at Boersgard. You were the only one I knew would return. Interesting. What do you mean? You would find your way back to Alet no matter what. Well, let's get what we need and go. Indeed, you'll need to dislodge at least a fistful of the metal. We will forge it into an arrow to slay Bellower. Wait, after everything you've told me, make a magic arrow to shoot Bellower? That's all it takes? Why didn't you do that a long time ago? Juno gets a faraway look in her eyes. No, that is not all it takes. What I tell you now must not be repeated. The arrow will not kill Bellower, even if it were to strike his heart. He has no physical weaknesses, but it will sow doubt in his mind. When it pierces him, I will help him to believe that he is dying. The rest of you will convince him of it with sword and axe. Everyone who fights at your side must believe it to be true. You're going to trick him into thinking he's dead. That is the most insane... He really can't be killed? No, someday he will awaken and realize he's not dead. I imagine he will be quite upset. First, we must make the arrow. Focus on the task at hand. She looks knowingly at the godstone, waiting for you to start climbing. Rook, I am not certain how the Dredge will react when you do this. And behind us is a sudden drop. So, be careful. No pressure. No worries. Well, I dare say that the final battle will actually be in a new episode, because we're running a little long in this one, and I need to get to a save point. It looks like we're just going to march right off the edge of the cliff. Nope. Approaching the back of the godstone, you start to climb, looking for a loose piece of the silver vein. Even without looking out onto the Dredge, you can feel each sinister face watching you closely, held back only by Juno's influence. Panic races through your blood. Try to quickly wrench out the nearest chunk, climb higher where it might be easier to remove. Climb higher. As you climb, you can't help but notice the stony masks of the Dredge lined up before the godstone like worshippers before an idol. Just a glimpse nearly immobilizes you. Your hand rests on a piece of silver that comes away easily. The Dredge do not react. I'm not going to press my luck, I'm going to head back down. You nimbly descend to where Juno is waiting. Well done, she says. As you walk back through the Dredge, their heads turn in unison to follow. The dread that lingers, and the shaking in your hands, does not subside for hours. Well, that's good, I guess. You approach the gates of Boersgard again, relieved that they're still standing. It looks like they took a beating while you're gone. Alette rushes to your side and throws her arms around you once you crept through the gates. Juno smiles at the reunion and tells you, take this time with your daughter. Find a smith who can fashion an arrow from that silver. I have a few other things to which I must attend, but meet me on the walls when you're done. Well, that's going to do it for episode 17, guys. It's been kind of interesting and a little creepy and somewhat crazy, but Juno finally made it and Hakon is still alive, so cool. Well, we have Dredge everywhere, ready to slaughter us. There's a gigantic horde of the Dredge, in fact. And, well, we're still alive and we're still kicking, but it looks like it's going to be one more episode before we see the eventual end game. So, thank you for joining me. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will see you guys in the very next episode. And the end. And then we get to start a new series again. Thanks again, guys. My name's Bumpy McSquigums, and I will see you later.